Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Moch Farrel Ferdiansyah. I'm from Social Science 1 class. My absent is 21. On this occasion, I will review a film called The Hobbit: Unexpected Journey. This movie was written, directed, and produced by Peter Jackson based on John Ronald Reuel Tolkien's book The Hobbit. This movie was released on 28 November on 2012 in New Zealand. The character in this movie was played by Martin Freeman as Bilbo Baggins, Sir Ian McKellen as Gandalf the Grey, and Orlando Bloom as Legolas, Armitage Richard as Thorin Oakenshield, and there is Luke Evans as Bard Gurion. Fun fact, in this movie, Benedict Cumberbatch, as we know in Marvel, who played Doctor Strange, here took a major role as the voice actor of Smoke the Dragon. This movie, Hobbit, was a prequel to the Lord of the Rings series that took 60 years before Frodo took its adventure into Mordor. This movie was 3 separated movies. The series, of 3 separated movies. That the first one is The Hobbit: Unexpected Journey. The second one is The Hobbit: The Desolation of Smoke, and the third one and finally is The Hobbit: The Battle of Five Armies. You can watch this series on many platforms as you like. For example, Prime Video and Disney Hotstar. So, what is The Hobbit: Unexpected Journey story is? The Hobbit: The Unexpected Journey, Unexpected Journey, tells a story of a hobbit named Bilbo Baggins who lives in the Hobbiton, the Shire, in his home named Britain. That one day, unexpectedly, he joins a group of dwarves and Gandalf the Grey into their journey through Erebor to claim back their home from the dragon's smoke. And this movie was made with 48 frame rate per second instead of 24 frame rate per second like any other movies. This movie budget was $200 to $300 million. In the opposite, this movie earned about $1 billion, which made it the 15th movies in history to reach $1 billion profit. The visual effect on this movie was made by Scott Baxter based on John Ronald Reuel Tolkien's The Hobbit famous book. And it is a pleasure to see Sir Ian McKellen wear the cloak again and wear the pointy hat as Gandalf the Grey. It is bring a little smile, and eyebrows up, raising to the audience. The cinematography on this film is good. I think that they can shoot a scene where Gandalf is much taller than the Hobbit, Bilbo, and the group of the dwarves. And the character development on this movie is also good, where they shown the Bilbo that from the beginning is a individually hobbit, doesn't like go anywhere or even adventure. He prefer to sit in his home enjoying a cup of tea. Then later he become a very brave hobbit who like to travel, adventure, and facing danger. And the other beneficial, I think the good. Oh, don't forget the music by Neil Finn that fits the story and the adventurous ambience of the movie. But it is unfortunate for me that the orc design in this movie is disappointing, or backwards compared to the Lord of the Rings series back then, where they use a real makeup to make the orc design, which make the orc more realistic and scary at the same time. Instead of the orc design in the Hobbit series, where they use purely with CGI, which make it less intimidating and less scary. And also there is some strange about unnecessary scene and unfamiliar scene compared to the book's version of the Hobbit. That Peter Jackson adds such scene, for example, where the group of dwarves and Bilbo Baggins found themselves between a battle of three giant mountain rocks in the mountainside. I think we can remove the scene from the movie and it still doesn't affect the story or the movie itself. But I think maybe Peter Jackson adds such scene to make the movie much longer, and I think we can tolerate that. And that I think it is a bit disappointing that the movie is less shown the point of view of Bilbo Baggins as the main character of the movie, compared to the book's version where they fully shown the Hobbit series in Bilbo's perspective. And also, I think overall I rated this movie 9.0 per 10. It was worth to watch for kids and family. It is, I recommend to watch this series in a day marathon in order to enjoy the stories fully and understood the movie stories even more. Not only it is entertaining in fantasy and adventurous aspect, but it is contain a lot of moral value in it, such as courage, where Bilbo in the beginning was a scaredy hobbit, become a very brave hobbit later in the movie. And then friendship value, where Bilbo Baggins respect and care about his friend Thorin Oakenshield in the beginning, into middle of the movies, until the end of the movie itself, he still cared about Thorin, and he felt loss of Thorin's gone and died in the movie. And then there is sacrifice value, where Bilbo Baggins willing to sacrifice himself to save Thorin Oakenshield from the White Orc Azog, where he himself almost dying too from the White Orc. And there is love value, where Bilbo Baggins show caring and respect to the group of dwarves that led by Thorin Oakenshield. I think that's all from me. If you have any feedback or suggestion, please don't be shy to reach the comment section below. Your response is very important to me to increase my speaking English skill and review film skill. That's all from me. Thanks you for watching. I hope you guys the best. I am Moch Farrel Ferdiansyah signing out. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.